Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever, and I am back again, looking at the city of Neuve Revergrad. It's been very brief time since the last episode. I really haven't paid much attention to what's been going on here, but nothing is on fire, right? So that's a good thing. I'm pretty nervous. If you look, we're down to, well, actually, we got down to like 2 million in our little town here because we're still not quite done. We got this done, and it's raring to go, full of coal. If you guys watched the last episode, I hope you did. This episode will make more sense, but we are now, should be, at any moment, sending people to work on this. As soon as we got done this other one, I pretty much fired up the video. So, we'll stop buying coal. At this point, that's the big one. I think we're probably good over here. I don't think I canceled it yet. No, but let's go over here. Just cancel the purchase of steel there, right? So that will help. I mean, the money is going down so fast that I have a hard time believing that it's just because of this steel mill. Now, it wasn't too long ago. Like I said, we were down to 2 million. So I'm assuming we went up to like 7 million, and I'm assuming that's because we either sold fuel or bitumen. Yeah, see, we don't have a ton of either one. Yeah, that's not enough to fill up that bitumen train straight away. I might just, if we see him come, I may just send him on his way again just to get the extra money coming in. But any second now, this guy should get, there we go, look, we've already got this conveyor done, so now it's just a matter of getting this, and we got 50 workers, and we got all the materials we need. It's ticking by kind of slowly, but once we get that done, probably could even cut off the purchasing at any moment, but let's just keep producing steel, right? We want steel more than anything else. Now, there's other things we could do, but let's just take a look at our expenses while we're waiting for that to get finished. Export, import. Yeah, I think the delivery cost is hitting us pretty hard, and this should include the delivery cost, but yeah, look at that. Just to import the coal over to here, 6.8 million this month, and the month's almost over, 27 days. February is a short month there, but let's see what last month was. We just must have started. It's a look at that, like 3 million there, and then we're not quite done yet, right? So we had another 7 million almost now, so it was like $10 million just to keep our steel mill going for that short period of time. So I think that's a good example when I try to encourage everybody. It's not about making money on an industry. It's about getting ahead of these darn prices. Look, $69,000 for buying, chemicals. I don't think you can get around this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can try to make a big enough industry to get around. Now, how much is our steel? 12,500 per ton of steel, And look at this. The coal we're importing is only 566. Now, of course, we're importing quite a bit of it to keep that going, but at the same time, let's stop talking for a second. Okay, good. So let's just turn that off where we're not purchasing coal anymore. Now, I think, yeah, money's going down a lot slower, and then there it goes back up again as we export something. All right, so we'll keep it. Was going up pretty quick, but the point was, getting back to this here. I mean, I almost lost the map in the beginning because the steel price shot up, and just having taken an economy to March 2008, if you're not self-sufficient, you're dead. Like, even, you're just going to run out of money, and that's going to be the end of your map. I mean, you have to get to the point that you're self-sufficient, which drives home the point that that's the real goal of this game. And it makes sense, right? If you're the true Soviet thing, you should be self-sufficient. And it doesn't mean we don't buy food into places like this because we don't get enough, we don't have good enough distribution, but that's a very limited use of food. Now, we should even probably take a look, because I think that's, it's something that we really need to take care of. So let's take a look. Now, we're still importing a lot of coal. Is that, why are we importing? Let me make sure we're not doing it here. Nah. Yeah, what? Oh, you know what? We're probably importing coal for this other power plant, which is actually getting getting rid of this other power plant is actually one of my goals. No, we shouldn't be importing coal over here. Why are we importing so much coal still? Yeah, I mean, I can come here and let's just, in the interest of science, in a sense, let's take that off. It would be nice if you could limit this down somehow. Where else would we be buying coal for? Is it something I turned on and now I'm forgetting, right? Probably. Are we purchasing coal for this? No. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know where else we would be purchasing so much coal. Like, we shouldn't be doing it here. Not here, cement. Yeah, no, we're not purchasing coal there. How about here? We should, we shouldn't be because we're up to full strength, so to speak, right? Like we're, but let's turn that off just for the sake of turning it off, right? Now this, by the way, this is looking at the Soviet thing, so it's somewhere from the Soviets that we're importing coal. It wouldn't be there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go find that. Wherever it is, we need to fix that as a, look, it's 95,000. It's still going up, right? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'll find that at some point. I might take a break and go look for it, just rather than me float around the map trying to think of it. It's probably driving somebody who realizes what's going on crazy, but yeah. So what I would like to do in this episode, now that we've got, like, I think we're going to be okay with our money, even if we are importing a few things. But again, yeah, just definitely try to get yourself self-sufficient as quickly as reasonably possible. And if I'm sure there's ways you can make enough money, otherwise. But let's talk about this and the fact that we don't have power here. That was something I was kind of leaving towards later. I kind of remember sort of ignoring it. So I don't think there's any power solutions up in this area. Now, the thing to say is firing up these steel mills is going to take quite a bit of power, right? So we have this situation here where we have, switch here, and we're using this line. I don't think you can overload these lines. Can you, the big ones? Let's see. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Let me make sure that that's, 13 megawatts. So these guys here require 11 megawatts, which is sort of one of the reasons I left this corridor right here, right? I don't necessarily want to interfere with that. And what I'm thinking of is that we somehow get the power out of here, right? And over along this corridor and then into these steel mills. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to go straight. And the reason I didn't do all this is because it's just a mess. And trying to put we could have put it in, but it's a lot easier to see what's going on when you're actually building things. Now, is that guy assigned to build this? Sorry, distracted myself slightly. Yes, he was. I took our other construction officer over here and set him to working on some of this stuff, and then I'm working on some of this. So we're going to have a lot of coal. This is a coal mine with 2 ore processors there. So we need to get power out of here, and we need to get it over here. Now, at the same time, yeah, this guy is tied into the grid with this switch, so he should, be producing electricity, but this guy isn't at all. So I think maybe we should start out with this guy. Now, I'm wondering, I think it might be better, because it doesn't really matter if you go up the hills. If we just come out this way and around, I think in the long run we may be better off, right? So let's see if we can't start in the middle here. Yeah, see, that's going to be too... Can we get one like a shorty? Yeah, now let's turn the shorty as tight as we can. Yep, get out there, good. Angle of connection's too sharp. All right, good. Now, we would also let's just take this guy. I want to tie him into the grid, but I also want to, yeah, let's take him up this way. A little bit cheaty in a sense. All right, so we'll take these two. If we run another, this one's going this way, so we'll, I kind of want to, you know, I kind of want to improve our grid while we're, what happened there? What was that noise about? Oh, took down a tree. I'm sorry. Yeah, so let's just run this one. I kind of hate to put them up on the hills here, but yeah, and then let's just get it to here. This one just right next to it. Trying to go as far as we can with each post. Alright, and then let's come and think about this way. That would be a little better if that was straighter, wouldn't it? We would have let's see, can I get another one? Oh, look, that's sort of nice and cheaty there, isn't it? Yeah, can we, oops, you know what? We might not be able to get past this with both of these. Yeah. Okay, let's carefully around these other wires. So we don't, let's see if we can't get this one going first through here. Like, see, the problem is it's just not enough. So I guess we'll have to go. Yeah, that's really in the wrong place, isn't it, for this? We could turn it this way at that point, right? Yeah, let's kind of go back a little bit. And then this one. Right, and then what happens if we just come? You know what? That's not actually so bad, is it? Can we go? This isn't going to be overly cheap in a sense on steel, is it? Yeah, let's take this guy. To like here. Cancel like this and this. Yeah, that should work out, right? And then this guy, oops, can you go to that one? Yeah, it's not overly impressive looking, but here, you know, as a matter of fact, let's just do this to make it slightly more impressive looking, right? So they don't look like they're right, the bowl of spaghetti. There you go. So that gets us over up to here. Now the question is, you know, how do we want to grid these together, and where can we grid them together? Like, in other words, I kind of want to put them all into the same switch system, like so that it sort of balances out. I don't know if it'll work that way or not, or do we just run? Maybe what we do is we run one of these to each steel mill, and then we like take off of the regular grid. I'm not sure. Not one of these. One of these, like one to this set of steel mills and another one to this set of steel mills, but we put a switch in that we could then connect up, if that makes sense. So let me see if I can explain it better by just doing it. Yeah, building in the way. Can you get out? No. Let's see. Yeah, can we go that way? Yeah, I don't know where I could actually get a switch in. Now this one I'm concerned with because but I think I have to go around the back, right? Yeah, this is exactly where I kind of stopped because I didn't know. See what I mean? In order to get out of here, let's try. Now that I got things actually built, Keep an eye on the money over there. Can I get... Oh, I can get over to here. Building in the way. Let's go short as I can. Oh, you didn't like that? I thought I had you. There you go. Now, see, I'm not going to be able to get past that train station. But if we come to like here... Yeah, what I'm thinking of is, this is sort of a dead space, right? Like, if you look, I mean, chances are we're not going to use this whole corridor, and rather than interfere with this one, even though in some ways it would make, like, I don't really want to interfere too much in here. What I'm thinking of is that, like, at the end of, you know what, as a matter of fact, yeah, you know what, I'm going to delete what I just did here. As long as I know we can get out, I'm good. What I'm thinking of is we put in 2 high voltage switches. And it would need to be, yeah, like, say we put them in like here. So I put one in. And let's do some proper leveling. Like we put in, I guess really we would want 4 switches, huh? Like, and we're still mostly out of our zone there where we wanted to, right? So these 2 would come around here. Yeah, maybe even, you know, get rid of this road. This is just a marker for where we're not supposed to interfere with. Right, does this make sense? And then I'm going to put 4 switches here, 1 for each of these, and that way I can put in power from the quote regular grid if we need it. It may end up being a waste, but like, in other words, all the way down here we'll put, yeah, hopefully we can get a road out to that one, right? Put one. We can even stagger them a little bit. I don't think it, yeah, well, I guess we'll need to. Right? And then we could possibly have another one, like, say, here. And then I guess we would have to have the other one where it won't interfere with all of that. So let's level out a little bit more. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Like, when we bring more power in, I'm not sure which direction we would bring it in from, but let's assume it's going to be either this direction or this direction, which we can do. So what I want to do is not interfere with, and you know, the other side of this is, do we do it, yeah, maybe we do it over here somewhere. Never mind. We'll just put the 2 of these in here. Sorry. Does that make sense? So, like, what I was worried about is, like, these 2 lines need to come in, right? So, in other words, like, if I can only put them, yeah, that's kind of goofy the way they can cross like that, but yeah, I'd kind of like to keep you. A little bit cheaty on that whole thing there. Right, like if we tried to put 4 of these in, they can't interfere with the other lines coming in. So like if I had tried to put one here, does that make sense? But what I think we'll do is that when it comes to firing up these other ones, why don't we could do the same kind of thing over here, right? So now what this lets us do is that if we want to take power off the regular wires, we can. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's get at least a little gravel road or dirt road. Yeah, you're not an official dirt road. I guess the best thing might be, yeah, can we get, yes, we can. Yeah, so go a little bit further. Oops, down a hill too much. right? And then we can, again, just mostly for construction purposes there and fire company purposes. Right. Good. So let's set this guy. I'm gonna, as a matter of fact, I even want to cancel what he's working on. I just sort of wanted to keep him busy. Oh, look, he got. Maybe I will leave him alone a bit. He got. Might as well let him finish up the aggregate storage there, right? And then, let's go back over to wires. Yeah, how much would that cost? 7 million if funded from dollars. 4,700,000, almost 5 million for. Oh, our money's going down there, isn't it? All right, so let's. I really need to go find out why that is. All right, I think I closed the thing I really wanted. There we go. So now you. We're going to work on this and this. You know what I'm thinking of? Why don't we get this guy to work on? I think he can work on that. I don't know which end he would build it from, so but I'm not sure how much it matters. But he's not doing anything else, and there you go. Good. So now, yeah, that's built, and that so everything from that would just come off of here. So the question is. The next question I have, and I want to, it's really bothering me with my money there. I need to go find out where we're purchasing that coal. So I'm going to go do that. And then just know that I'm also going to think a little bit harder about our electrical grid, right? Like we have this switch here, and I'm wondering, do we tie, how do we tie these in the most effectively? And I probably should have given it a little bit more thought. And I'm not sure that we don't want to tie in these two lines better to the electrical grid than I just did, right? Like maybe we want to put a switch here and then have the power going to here separately, if that makes sense. Or is this the switch that I should use and just tie this into the regular grid, right? Like, so we have the two lines coming from that one power plant, which is good. That's the way you need to set it up. But do we just dump that power into the grid and just tie everything together? I think we probably should. But let me think about how I want to do that, and also go find out why my money's still going down. And just to see where we're buying that coal. It's bothering me. Right. And I don't want to spend 20 minutes poking and hunting. So I'll be back in a few when I figure out where the coal's going. Okay, of course, like when you walk away from someone and you can't think of somebody's name, like 20 seconds after, oops, let me play again. I just paused it while I was thinking. 20 seconds after I paused the video, I went, oh, that's right. We have the steel mill producing steel over here. So that's good. That gives us an idea of, how much it's costing us. I don't know if I ever paid too much attention to that. Let's just do last month. So what did producing that steel cost last month? Iron was, boy, it's amazing how much more the coal cost, isn't it? Wouldn't you think, importing that iron cost 562,000, and then 7 million to import the coal for the same thing. So in any event, we can cut this off if I start getting too nervous. But I did take a look. Our bitumen train is heading towards dropping off some more bitumen. So we should have a little shot in the arm pretty quickly there, assuming he doesn't get in a traffic jam. But I gave this a lot more, not a lot more thought, but enough more thought, I hope. I want to create a grid, right? And part of that grid is going to be a line that sort of follows this. So we have this line. All we need to do is attach this part of the grid, right, up to this part of the grid. And I think what we should do is add another set here of these high voltage switches, right? And then this one I would put, like, say this way. Yeah, let's see. Can we go like right there? A little level in action. Hopefully we can. Let's level a little bit more so I know I can get my road out. And then same deal here, right? We'll try to tuck them in sort of as far as we can. It's not quite what I meant to do, but I'm okay with that. All right, so this would tie together. This would tie into here. This would tie into here, right? So that should put, again, I'm not sure what's the best thing to do. And then this would tie in. Oops. I think we're done with railroad tracks up this way. Can we cross a bridge? Yeah. Yeah, so let's keep this kind of straight and therefore kind of out of the way. Yeah, you might as well take advantage of the little cheatiness, right? Of going over the road and spanning that far. And then, yeah, I think from here we just attach up to here, right? So then that way, you know, whatever power is coming from this direction, we're sort of all tied in, right? And once I think we could, here, let's pause time for a second. This I will build with, oh wait, let's commit to that part, right? And then we're gonna come here, just because this is a live wire, I will use the Martians from well, I guess the American Martians, or NATO Martians. And we'll put in a switch this way, right? And then we'll, is that a, let's just see something here. Is that a, oh yeah, what is that goofiness? Yeah, let's see, let's get rid of that too. It might not have been smart to get rid of that 100%, but oops. Yeah, there you go. It looks better. Yeah, it looks far better. So all of this, which is only two things, we're going to purchase with some dollars, right? So we'll purchase that, and then we'll purchase this. I still want to get this guy hooked up. Now, hopefully we didn't plop him right. Yeah, I probably should have moved him a little further that way, yeah. We'll see. The next railroad's likely to go over here anyhow, but we'll hopefully that wasn't a too quick a mistake, right? So let's purchase him with dollars, and then we can start time back up, and let's go get a dirt road over to here. Yeah, that's attached to things, so let's, or you know what, let's start here. And too big a hill. Well, let's. Level that down. There we go. Good. For firefighting purposes, if nothing else. And then we need to do something here. Huh? That should be a little more interesting. Can I come down here? It kind of leveled me up quite a bit. Yeah, I'd go from like here. Oh, turn green anyway. Yeah, let's. That's a good thing we just did with the leveling. Certainly doesn't seem to have hurt us. And then we just need to get, I guess we can go right off the end there, right? Can we, yeah, there you go. Cool. So now we just need one more wire, right? So the wire from here to here, and then now that's all, yeah, we got the wire. Yeah, we got a wire over to there, so let's just commit to that, right? And then let's get this guy. Might as well just assign him. Oop, that's a road depot. We don't want the road depot. Yeah, so we'll get him to work on some of this stuff. Right, that's enough work for him to do for the short while. Hopefully that got it all attached, but there we go. So now we're, you know, we kind of came a good distance. I'm hoping somehow that we're prioritizing the steel mills getting power, but we got, you know, 26 megawatts in theory if this is running at full speed heading over there once we get everything attached. And then this guy feeds into the regular grid here. And then the last thing I want to talk to you guys about with this electrical grid, we might as well get it done while it's the subject of the day, right? Is we have one more connection out of this guy, and I think I'd like to do something along these lines, but let's see how I can get him. Yeah, I don't want to. I kind of like to get you. Well, let's see. If we ever improved this, right, we would be. Let's just see where this guy is. Can I get, like, in other words, if we ever put more power plants, I'd put them right here. So now I guess, you know what, if we put more power plants, we're just gonna have to redo things. I'm trying to think, should we go, can I even go this way? See, there's a power pole like right there. Yeah, no, let's just try to get out. No, it's definitely. I'm trying to get over this way, right? Yeah. All right. So now, where are these other? I really wish they gave us a little more than a dot. So I think this one. Yeah, there's one and there's two. So okay, I can kind of see the dirt spots on the ground. But what I'm thinking of is that, yeah, like maybe. Where would be good to put like another switch, just like for the in case, right? I guess we could just bring a road from over here. Just wondering if there's a place that it makes a lot of sense. We'll just put the road maybe up here, well, where there's not a power pole. Yeah, there's a lot of power poles. Matter of fact, let's see. I'll put it wherever I can get a road out over this way. It's going to be a little hard to see. I just come. Okay, well, there you go. There's your answer. High voltage switch. Yep, just like this. All right, and then we'll feed this guy into here, and then this guy, I want to send power, like in the not too distant future. Yeah, see, we're in, I don't want to interfere too much with that other one, just because I don't think it'll look very good. Yeah, I want to send power all the way over to here. Because we're going to eventually be building over this way. And we probably will have more power plants here, but this is going to be like where we're truly making a grid and not just... Right, so we have... If you think about it, here, let me go over the grid again, because I keep talking about this grid. We have power lines that run all the way down along here, right? And then they tie into here. We probably could do a little improvement over this way, but then they come up this way, more or less. And then the idea was they'd come over here, they turn down this way, right? And kind of, now we got this attached here. Then we'd have another line that would be along here that would tend to supply all of these buildings, right? So the start of that, in some ways, will be getting power probably over to like our distribution area, right? Does that make sense? Yeah, so let's turn it, I don't know where we would put said power. Yeah, this is just going to be a distribution area. And then eventually... I would like to tie it back into like here, right? But I just want to sort of lay this out while we're talking about it. Like I said, not so much that I need to build it anytime. Yeah, I think I would probably cut off down to here, probably in this area. I don't think we're ever going to build anything here. And then I would put... Yeah, I'd probably put a switch in here. Right, and this switch would be to send power over to Bricksville. Now keep in mind there's some good coal over here near Bricksville, so I would picture that Bricksville probably would end up with a couple power plants of its own, but we could tie them into the grid with that switch, right? And then over here, probably again out of the way of where the actual distribution will be. So I think I need to kind of lay out the distribution before I go too much further with this. But then if you get the idea that after that we would come, down along here and feed back into the other side of this line. Like, so in other words, we'd probably end up putting, a switch somewhere that it made sense out of the way here as well. Does that make sense? And then tie that in. So we'd have a big electrical grid. If we had more power being developed here, we would feed that in. And then I guess the reason for doing all of this is because really what we want to do, I'm going to stay up. I don't think it makes any difference if you go up over hills. And I know we eventually would break this and put a thing, but I don't think we're going to build our distribution up into those hills that far, or at least we probably won't. What we wanted to do was work out what we would do here, right? Like, in other words, we need to get a bunch of power over to this eventually too. So let's see, where is our, okay, we did this. Demolish that, and then there should be another one there. Not the conveyor. Yeah, the wires. I'm glad I paid attention. Alright, so now when we do this, so the question is, can I get out over this way? Maybe. No, building in the way. Yeah, I think. Infrastructure. Oh. Yep, there we go. All right, good. And this one I didn't probably have to delete, but now it's white and I can see it better, right? Okay, so now I guess, we're not going to build anything. I mean, we might have rail lines that come this way, but I don't think we would build like up into here, right? And we could put two switches like we did over there, over here, and they would want to go, I guess like this, right? Can we, you know what I might do? Once I level this, let's go do some road leveling just a little bit, just so that I know. Should be able to get them right in there without any, we wouldn't interfere with any other rail thing if we decide to level off more of this. Good. I like that. Yeah, then we could just get this guy. Well, let's get this one. Probably turn it a little more this way. Obviously don't want to get too close to the other one. Yeah, so the problem here is, these lines would have to cross each other, wouldn't they? Unless I do it the opposite. Let's do it the opposite. By the opposite, I mean, I'll show you. Yeah, demolish that. How's our money? 3 million. Okay. Not comfortable, but at least it's money. See, in other words, I think I'd put this one here, and then I'd put this one over here. Like it's fine to cross the roads more so than the lines as far as the way it looks, if nothing else. Right, and then this, it just needs to be a dirt road. Oh, you know what? Can you even come off of here? No. You know this is all... Nah, it's a little bit too close. That's fine. There's not really going to be many trucks, I don't picture, on this road anyway, as far as like trying to stay efficient with less nodes for traffic. So there we go. So this would allow us to tie in to the grid, right? So we wouldn't necessarily at this point have extra power coming in here. So this, we would want another 2 of these, right? Yes. So let's, not these. I know what I'm talking about, even though it might be a mystery to everyone else in the world, right? Oops. Yeah, I don't want to get too close to... So let's get this hooked up first, and I want to try to stay over this way. Now that I just did that. Building in the way. Just wonder if I could save a little bit of money. Yes, I could. See how I didn't end up with that extra pole. Now this guy, yeah, you know what, just to make it look nicer. Yeah, I ended up with the extra pole. That's all right. So there you go. So now these 2 guys are tied in to these 2, sort of similar to what we did down here. And then what I want to do is put another 2. Yeah, see, this is, I don't like that too much. As a matter of fact, just to make it look slightly better. Yeah, see that? That definitely looks better, even though it doesn't probably make any financial difference. I think if I then put... oops. Yeah. The little lines there are kind of getting in my way, aren't they? Well, let's see. Can we level up some more? Yeah, it's going to take a while. So what I'm trying to do is get this tied into here. Now there's one other thing to consider, big thing to consider, is that we don't actually have any low voltage power over here, right? So we probably want to put a transformer, now that I think about it. Where is our... Yeah, probably off of that line there, I think. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Let's see. Was that enough to... It just doesn't really want to be there. And I don't necessarily want to put it down there, right? Because it's... Yeah, it's either too close or not flat enough. So these lines are really kind of getting in my way. The other thing we could do is like this, right? I mean, that I think would... Yeah, I mean, we could do... Yeah, I really want to put it right here. Yeah, do I get rid of that line? I think if I even just got yeah, let's get rid of it temporarily, if nothing else. Yeah, I'm going to pause for a second, but even though I don't think it matters that much. Yeah, we're going to get rid of this line over to there. Come here. Flatten some terrain. Yeah, it's really not wanting to go that far. There we go. We can start building leveling. problem with this is that there's no way we're getting a road out unless I really building level a lot. And really, it should be more like this, right? Not even. Yeah, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up our. Yeah, that's. Now, can I get a road? There you go. That's the power of the road leveling tool. All right, now let's just go back. I want to get in my thing so I can see how bad it's going to look. So then this guy would attach to here, right? And then I want another one that could attach to here, which may be very difficult. Too close. Nope, I saw flashes of green. Right, and then this would attach to that, and then these two would attach to future considerations. Like they should. Yeah, so in other words, yeah, they'll both get power off of the grid as it stands. And then this guy could come up like here and then attach to this one. Now let's do a little bit of, I don't know how many railroad tracks would ever come in and out of there, but yeah, let's wrap around this building just so that it's, let's get rid of some of this. Oops, just so we go across this a little bit. I don't know that it matters, but we'll go across it a little bit square. Why can't I? There you go. Turn red. Yeah, you know what I want to do? Let's put some railroad tracks in. Yeah, where are you at relative to everybody else? Let's try to stay about the same distance away from the road. I don't want to be right. All right, that way when we do this, again, there we go. It'll skip that. If it did, well, it didn't skip it, but it, right. Okay, so then in the future we could bring, what happened here? We could bring in more power this way, right? This is just part of the grid. So the grid will be all tied together, right? From this part of the grid over here will be tied into this part of the grid, which means we probably, yeah, we're definitely going to need another, is that really wonky? Nah, it's kind of staying out of the way of our distribution. So we're definitely going to want some kind of a switch over here down the road for the distribution area, and just, you know, like a substation for low or medium voltage, whatever they call it. And then coming over into here, I think, even though that's a complete looking mess, that puts this guy on the grid at least so that we could fire up those steel mills as well. Now, why do we have, you know, let's, all right, can you, no, angle too sharp. Okay, now I hope, I don't know if I'm gonna, I don't know if we can construct that fully or not, but yeah, that is the last dot, right? Yeah, I need to get, get you over to like here? Ooh. Saw a little flash of green right there. There you go. Now they're actually attached. So I hope all that makes sense. But it's a pretty costly improvement, but that's pretty good improvement nonetheless, right? And then we still have time pause. One last thing. Yeah, well, let's play time. I don't think that's going to hurt. Yeah, let's cancel. Where? I don't think it makes too much difference. Yeah, let's cancel that guy. Let's put in a switch. Yeah, I'd really kind of like it this way. Maybe up like this. Treat it down a little bit further down that way than it was. Right, and then where's the other little dot? There we go. And then we'll have a power transformer. Right, and then that needs to be attached. And then we need some roads. Kind of nice to come up from up there, but I think we're just going to go maybe something like this. Right, so those will be attached. And then, yeah, I don't think I put any substations. How much power do these guys use? It doesn't really say. But we'll get them their own substation over in this general vicinity. And then, like, these things all kind of need power here. So this is going to be, I assume, 16 megawatts. That sounds like a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All right, so let's go over here to. Yeah, we need to make sure. Let's just zoom out. It's a little bit of a pain to have to. You can't really see. Yeah, the roads are going this way, which I really don't want. I'd like to be able to put it maybe this way. But yeah, that covers these two. Are you green right there? Yeah. Now can we go how much further? No, it doesn't want to attach. So that's right. I'm okay with that. And that covered that stuff. Yeah, we only have 2 coal mines, even though we could, in theory, have a bunch more. So did this cover? Yeah, it covered that train station and this. So as far as like this guy's concerned, it would be really nice to put that in the middle, but I don't know if we can get a road in. Can we even get a road in here? Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Can we plop you? Can't see. Yeah, that would definitely work if that worked. Right, because this is all covered here. Yeah, that will cover. We'll do a gravel road just because they're all. Right, and then since we're here, so we don't lose track of them, we'll definitely run the bigger. Right, and then let's go from this one. Can I just go right straight up there? Yes, I can. That's what we're going to do. Right, so that covers all of that. Now, probably a little harder to picture this, but yeah, there's a conveyor. Yeah, we need to get power over to like that far. So how far did this guy? It would also be nice if you could see, yeah, so he doesn't get any of these buildings, but he gets, yeah, all like up until this one. Yeah, so without wanting to stretch it too far, I think like there. So where do we want to attach here? There we go, right? So now I have this other one over here. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Let's see. Where are we at? Yeah, we're definitely going to need another one. Over in this region, right? Is that going to cover? Yeah, I think that's going to cover everything that one didn't. Right, and then now, let's see, did these cover probably, yes, this one seems to, where is it? No, that one didn't probably get that, so we need to make sure this train station gets it. Yeah, so I mean, I think another one here. We'll make sure those train stations get it. And then can we get, yeah, one more. Yeah, I think that's going to get everybody covered, right? I don't know if these guys got covered. Nah, not from there. Nah, I don't think, oh. Yeah, I don't think this guy got covered. You know what? But that would, how about right there? Yeah. Let's get rid of that one. Yeah, and then these guys will come around. We have two, yeah, we have two connections. So where was this other one? Okay, we got another one right here. We got three to connect, don't we? Yeah, we may, like, I don't, this is, there we go. What don't you like? You don't like going across, oh no, you go there, I'm happy with that. You know, and you'll go up to here, I can live with that. Yeah, why don't you go like, just like right there for now. And you, yeah, oh, I saw green. All I want's a little green flash. There you go, like that is fine with me. All right, so this one, yeah, it needs to cut over this way. Get rid of you. Yeah, we'll squirt right past. you get past there? Yep. Yeah, let's bring him. That's fine. Like right there. No, don't attach to him. All right. So we need 3. So this one, I know we could split these up, but I just assume not if we don't have to. Yeah, let's bring this guy to like there, and there, and then what I want to do is just reorganize these, right? We'll leave that one for a second. All right, so this one is going to come over this way as far and as tight as it can. And this one can just attach right back up. And then the same thing with this guy, as far and as tight. Well, maybe not as far. And then this one, kind of the same deal. Let's get rid of that one more time. Oops. I just go like straight to there. Yeah, it doesn't make much difference though. Let's make it look a little nice. Still have an extra pole. That's what I was trying to avoid. But there you go. So quite a bit of electrical work to do, I think. And if we get all of these, yeah, that guy's attached by a road. Yeah, let's just look here. Yeah, that guy's attached by a road. That guy's attached by a road. And where was the other one? In the middle here, right? Yeah, here. That guy's attached by a road. Is this guy attached by a road? Yes. All right, guys, there we go. I think that's going to be the end of the episode, but we've got quite a bit. I don't know what's going on here with our money not going up. Yeah, so let's focus in on this and say goodbye, and then we'll come back in the next episode and see what we can do about our money. But at least I'm hoping we're making progress. We obviously ignored everything else that was going on the map, but there we go. We got a nice continuation of our grid. We got lots of stuff to work on as far as this is concerned. So let's commit to all of those electrical things. Is there any lower voltage ones? I think too, right? That way we don't end up accidentally deleting them. And there might even have been a road or two. Okay, good. Well, there we go. So we're making progress. Here, one last thing. Let's just check. I always do that to you guys, but this is the money maker right now. So look, we got 500. What are we doing with this guy? Oh, he just offloaded too. That's not good, right? Because if he was going to Molna Custom House with a load of fuel, then we would know we were in good shape. But I might have to shut off that other steel mill. We'll see. It'll be a tight thing. I don't know. We could also have... No, there's no traffic jams here. This is the biggest... This is one of the biggest culprits right there, is that they get in here. But no, they're both moving. But like a train decides to come through here, and then one of these guys, like construction guy, jams them up. And the other one that's been causing a problem, yep, is right here. And that, by the way, this is enough to kill our economy. Again, as I've said 30 times over. No. So, this guy's coming back on the right track. It's just because this guy goes all the way out there on the wrong track, and there's no crisscross right here. And I definitely thought about putting one in, but if you look, we only have like, at this point especially, and it really wasn't causing that many problems when I was sitting there babysitting, but if you look, we have those two, which I should probably reassign after these guys. Then what you need to, now why are you, okay, there you go. I was wondering why he was stopped, but that makes sense. But anyway, it's really not that big a deal to keep an eye on this. I was working mostly right over here, just watching, when I was watching. So if you keep an eye on things and you're not off designing or eating lunch or something, it's usually not too bad to keep those things flowing. But that will make a difference, because, like these trains, he didn't get back to get... Now, he's not such a big deal because we're not full of fuel or full of bitumen, but like this guy wouldn't have dropped off. Like his next stop, it's going to be the customs house, so he would have made us some money, right? And same thing with like the brick guy and whoever else might get jammed up there at times. The lumber guy makes us a few bucks too, But other than that, it's flowing pretty well, this convoluted rail system that I have, and it'll be nice. We're almost fully electrified. If you look, that'll be good. So and then the other thing I was going to try to say, I don't know if I cut myself off, is that you do need to let it clear out a little bit, like let the jam up go and then reassign these guys. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah, I think that might be it anyway. All right, anyway, have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.